Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your September 2022 Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. Before we jump in, I would like to remind you that this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so please only take what resonates with you. I would also like to share that for the month of September, I've been picking up on heavily a month of transformation. Now, this I feel will look different and feel different for everyone. I do feel like these things that are being brought up for healing or transformation, or just to be brought to the forefront of your reality, could be triggering for some, not everyone, right? But for some. And I feel like depending on where you're at in your journey is going to dictate the intensity of that or how it feels. For some, it may feel not challenging at all, right? It may feel like a breeze, a walk in the park. For others, it may feel very overwhelming and very challenging, right? So I just wanted to note that before we begin, so you have kind of a heads up on what I've been picking up on. All right, Sagittarius, let's jump in and see what's going on for you this month. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what does Sagittarius need to know about what's coming up for them for this month, please? Now, Sagittarius, I do want to share with you that this could be your own energy within your own psyche, or this could be the energy of someone close to you that's being shown to you, right? These things are happening to show you something, okay? What does Sagittarius need to know, please? All right, thank you. Can we get some clarity on this, please? What else does Sagittarius need to know for the month of September? Thank you. And why is this happening for Sagittarius? Let's try that again. Why is this happening for Sagittarius, please? All right. I was thinking that there might be too many, but I feel like you just might have a lot going on. Why is this important? Okay, thank you. That was fast. Why is this important, or what changes might this bring for Sagittarius, please? Why is this important, or what changes might this bring for Sagittarius? I feel like there's at least one more in here. Why is this important, or why is this happening for Sagittarius, please? Why is this happening for Sagittarius? Thank you. Yep, I knew there was at least one more in there. All right, we're going to also be looking at the divine masculine and divine feminine energies, just doing a bit of a check-in to see where those energies might be for this month. Please do know that simply because I'm referring to masculine does not mean male gendered. And simply because I'm referring to feminine, that does not mean female, okay? You can be in either energy, regardless of your gender, because we have both, okay? Or you can feel kind of like you resonate with both because you're in a more neutral or more balanced state, even if you're only seeing it as the observer, okay? So what's going on for divine masculine this month? What's going on for Sagittarius divine masculine, please? What do we have for Sagittarius divine masculine? All right, thank you. And for Sagittarius divine feminine? All right, thank you very much. Let me just move these out of the way so that we can jump in. All right, so first you have here the Fool in the upright or light attribute position, fearlessly reveling emotion, or no, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So first of all, let me just back away from what is being expressed in this on the card itself, okay? The Fool card in the tarot is a card of new beginnings. Okay. It's a card of wonder and innocence. It's the card of the eternal child, as it were. And I feel like this, for you, Sagittarius, I feel like there is this new beginning happening. I feel like, yeah, thank you. For some of you, I feel like this could have already started happening. And I feel like you may be trying to find your footing, right? Like a new beginning has taken place in some way or another. And it's like, I'm getting this energy of like trying to figure out where to plant my feet so that I'm stable, right? Because it just feels like things may be a bit unsure. Okay. Um, but I do feel like there's this energy of like a new beginning, right? And I feel like for some of you, there's this new beginning with a connection to spirituality or diving deeper, right? And this can look different, very different depending on who you are. Diving deeper could be, I'm looking at tarot to try to see the depth, like see where I need to go. Or maybe it's meditation, maybe it's prayer. Whatever it is, it just feels like there's this, I'm trying to look deeper. Like I'm trying to understand things differently, right? And to some extent, I feel like there's this, maybe it's intuitive, but or even maybe you're not even consciously aware of it yet, but I feel like there's some aspect here that's like wanting to make spirituality, or how do I word this? Putting in maybe discipline to put a spiritual practice into play as like a routine, right? As like, right? Like to be disciplined in doing it, like an everyday thing for some of you. I feel like I want to read from the book here. So give me a minute. I haven't done this very often for this month's Tarotscopes, but I just feel like there's something here for somebody. All right, so it says here, court jester, clown, or dumbling embodies the ability to communicate profound messages through humor, right? Maybe you're kind of goofy. Maybe you make people laugh. Maybe you're very humorous. Represents what people would like to do or say themselves. So there's this kind of like bold energy. And if this is true for you, interestingly, I feel like I need to cough. Pardon me. I feel like there's some, I feel like there's I almost feel like there's somebody who looks at you and feels like they need to clear the air. And I feel like you remind them of that, because I feel like you're just like, this is what's going on. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or not be tactful, but like, this is what it is, right? It says often wears a mask that covers one's real emotions, generally male. Dumbling doesn't so much impart wisdom as kindness and simplicity. Consider your use of humor in association with power, especially in a way that's fundamental to your personal protection and survival. Okay, so there may be some of you who are utilizing this more like comedic way of being, speaking, acting to cover some things that maybe you are not addressing. Right? And I'm reminded of someone in my life where I've had this experience where they're like, essentially, if I'm not this person, if I'm not this funny, humorous person, I don't feel like anybody will like me. And that stems from pain, that stems from covering up that pain, or that trauma, or those feelings of maybe abandonment or rejection that cause us to do things that maybe we wouldn't do if we didn't experience those things, if we weren't holding on to that energy. So there's something here for some of you. And again, this may not apply to everyone, but for some of you, I feel like there's this need to kind of let that mask fall, right? Like, yes, you can be humorous, and yes, you can deliver profound messages utilizing humor. Abso-fucking-lutely. However, I feel like for some, there's this need to kind of drop that mask, drop that humor, and allow yourself to be vulnerable in an emotional type of sense, in a more, right, like feeling type of energy. And I mean, I love the fact that it says in the book there that you express things that people wish they could, right? Which is very in line with that Sagittarian energy, very honest, right? And I feel like, pardon me, for some of you, I feel like there's a fear of really sinking into that honesty, but without the lightheartedness of it, without the humor, or without that mask. So take that as it resonates, okay? However it resonates for you. Or maybe you look at the card and you see something different, right? But take it as it resonates. We have here as well the Exorcist in the upright or light attribute position, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm very interested in the fact that these are both like this hunter green color that may be important for someone. Maybe it's a color that you like a whole lot. Maybe it's a color that brings you peace or comfort or warmth. Maybe it's your favorite color. Maybe you're a hunter. I'm very drawn to that color though, for some reason, or the fact that they're both very similar in color. However, with this Exorcist card, I do feel that for some of you, there's this energy of freeing yourself, maybe from addiction. It could be from substances or alcohol, or it could be addictions to things that are just not serving you. Escapism of any kind. It could be watching movies or playing video games, or running from things that you know you need to be addressing, right? Any form of like escapism, like I just am trying to avoid the things. I feel like you're coming out of that, or have been. And if that doesn't apply through the month of September, I feel like you will be put in positions to be able to do that. For some of you, I also feel it's really interesting because there's this energy of like exercising your ego, right? Which is fascinating to me because it's something that we need. But I feel like for some of you, you're learning how to overcome that, right? Like release that egoic tendency. And that's pretty fucking powerful. Okay. To me, that's saying a lot, because it takes a lot of courage and bravery and determination to be able to do that. It's interesting to me because I'm also noticing, like, we're talking about impulses, right? And the Fool, especially in the tarot, is often seen as like reckless or foolish or naive, because it does things that, very impulsively that would appear impulsive to others. And I feel like for some of you, this is part of your destructive impulse, because I feel like some of you just kind of jump all in to something without really thinking things through, like truly, truly thinking things through, right? And Sagittarius, my beautiful Sagittarius, you guys are often known for being very transient. Like, I'm gonna go here and here, and also not always finishing what you start, right? There's often this like, I'm gonna try this, oh, this, right? And there's this energy of like pulling back on the impulsivity a bit, because each moment that you're in, each place that you're in, with each person that you're with, has meaning. There's something there for you to be learning, gaining, experiencing, that's important for your journey. And I feel like there's this need to kind of pull back on the impulsivity so much, and allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to experience, allow yourself to be where you're at, right? That's how, I mean, I'm just saying. There's also, I mean, it's interesting. It's so fascinating to me, Sag, because there's also this energy, like a more resistant trait, if you will, or lower vibrational frequency of Sagittarian energy, is that energy of kind of being like a bit irresponsible, or like kind of like blindly running into things, right? Which is very much like what the Fool is. And I feel like there's parts of you that are letting that side go, right? Or are being shown that this is something that should be happening, right? And I feel like this is part of you essentially, because here's the thing, in the shadow, the exorcist is fear of facing your own demons, right? So I feel like you're moving into the state where you're getting more comfortable with experiencing your own shit, facing your own shit, right? But I feel like there is an energy here of like reminding you, like, hey, when this comes up for you, like, don't just bolt, deal with the things, right? So with the tarot, to clarify, we have the King of Cups. King of Cups is this energy of that balance between your heart and headspace, being very emotionally balanced, right? Which is interesting because I feel like this embodies that a bit. It's bringing those things more into balance so that you're not just jetting and running, so that you're not just hopping from thing to thing to thing, and you're actually experiencing the things. You're actually letting yourself sit in it. You have the emotional control to be able to experience things without fear, without running, without anger, without the things, like just being able to experience, right? The other things I want to mention about the King of Cups is he's very spiritual, and I feel like you are opening up to this. Again, like I was saying, opening up to that spirituality, connecting with that, allowing, again, I just really feel that there's this big energy of allowing yourself to feel the things and to create that emotional balance within yourself, to not, again, run or become angry or whatever, but to deal, right? To deal with the things. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is fleeting success, lack of resources. But here's the thing. This is what I feel for you, Sag. This is an energy of lack of stability. And that's what I'm feeling here. That lack of stability, because we have this card with the King of Cups bringing up that emotional balance, right? And I feel like this is something you're working on. It doesn't feel like you're there, right? I'm not saying, and that may not apply to everybody, okay? So don't get your knickers in a twist. However, for some of you, I feel like you're not there. Like you're working on this, working on bringing this into balance to create this more stable foundation for your physical reality. But it starts within, right? It starts within you, bringing that balance within you, then manifest in your external reality as well, being balanced. But again, it starts within, because that's what's going to lead your consciousness, and your consciousness is what manifests your reality. Okay, so this is that energy of gaining that stability, especially the emotional stability. And I feel like once you are able to do that, that there will be more stability in your physical reality as well, because this 10 of Pentacles is here, right? And so that means it can be flipped. It can be, right? The energy is there. It can be remedied, if you will. For some of you, I also feel like maybe there's been some home struggles, because a lot of times the 10 of Pentacles is often that like happy home, happy life. Your physical world is really great. Like the job is great. The house is great. The kids are great. The family's great, right? This kind of culmination of all these really good things coming together and happening and unfolding beautifully. So there may be a bit of challenge there, right? But know, like, you are only responsible for your own internal balance, like your own shit, right? So it's like if you bring yourself steady here, it doesn't matter what happens here, right? But I feel like that's how you gain that stability. You have the World, right? This is fulfillment, harmony, completion. And I feel like this is how this happens. Like you get into balance within, which I feel will bring balance within, or will bring balance into your external reality, which will then create this harmonious feeling within your life, right? That's how I'm picking this up. And it's very interesting to me that you have this 10 of Pentacles, regardless of whether it's in the reverse or not. You have a 10 here. 10 is completion, the end of a cycle, renewal, moving forward, coming full circle, right? And the World is very similar, completion. So I feel like you are reaching this pinnacle, or this, how do I word this? It's more like an elevated state, right? Of consciousness or awareness, perception, right? Like, I feel like you are moving into this state of completion in order to begin again. But like I feel like there's a balance that needs to take place within you first, within your emotional body, that balance between your head and your heart, your emotions and your head, right? Like if you're, for example, if you're all in your emotions, a lot of times like they're going to run you, right? You get angry, you're going to say things, you're going to respond in anger, you're going to do things in anger, and that floods out into other people. It's not good. Or you take things all the way in and you become imbalanced, which is not good. If you're too much in your head space, right? Like you're being very logical, and life isn't always logical. The way life unfolds is not always logical. So being in one or the other is not good. It needs to be that balance between that head and heart space. And here, more than anything, you know, I've been getting this feeling about instead of us thinking our way through life, I feel like we're learning how to feel our way through life, following our intuition, following what feels right to us. And I do want to share with you, Sag, like I had some fear energy come up there. I feel like some of you fear feeling your way through life versus thinking your way. Because I feel like for many of you, that's what you've done for a long period of time, is think your way through things versus feel your way through things. I just want to look at something very quickly. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels very much like, again, like thinking your way through things, and I feel like you've gotten comfortable there. And take it if it applies to you, right? If you're like, that's no way, that's not me, then fine, it's not you. Okay, but I feel like there are some of you who have essentially relied on thinking your way through life, because if you feel your way through it, like it's too much. Nope, not happening. I don't know what that is. Okay, take that as it resonates with you, because I feel like there are some of you who are learning how to feel your way through life, and that's what I'm picking up as well with this King of Cups here. So why is this happening? Halls of learning. Can't make it up. Spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. Yeah. Again, I feel like you're learning how to balance that head and heart space. This is a big, I said that it was powerful. To learn how to balance your, you know, these things, to be able to free yourself and to stare your demons in the face, as it were, to not run, to experience the things, to feel the things. That's a great, great lesson. It's a grand lesson, profound lesson. And I feel like this is part of what you're going through right now. Right? I feel like this is part of what's happening. Like you're learning this lesson. And I do feel like for some of you, again, connecting with that spirituality, because that King of Cups is super spiritual, very in touch with his intuition. I feel like you are getting those nudges, or feeling like you're getting confirmation, seeing signs and synchronicities, right, that are being thrown at you by your spirit guides. Even if the only synchronicity comes from this reading, it doesn't matter. I feel like you're getting confirmation about learning a bunch of things. And I feel like you are also potentially seeing how when you move in certain ways, certain things fall into place. Certain things happen when you listen to yourself. Seraphim's gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, and divine support. I do feel like you're supported. I really, truly do. I do feel like you're supported, because I feel like this is a, what would I call, a large undertaking, if you will. And again, that angelic attunement, when I think of angels, I think of love, unconditional love. I think of emotions. I think of feeling, right? And I think this is part of what's going on for you. I feel like there's almost this coming more into balance with that divine feminine type of nature, or an angelic type of nature, where it's that energy of like unconditional love and kindness and nurturing and that sort of thing. That's how I'm picking this up. I feel like you may have even felt like, gosh, I'm turning into a softie. Like you may have even like said something like that, or like noticed it about yourself. Like, I'm kind of squishy on the inside, actually. Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe you're just now admitting this to yourself, but it feels like there's something there. We have karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewrite your story and live your truth. Yeah. I mean, I really do feel like this is about living your truth, without the influence of those demons, without the influence of your shadow, without the influence, or less of an influence rather, of, you know, your shadow or your wounds, your trauma, your programming, right? I feel like you are clearing things, which is interesting because again, the Fool, it's like new beginning. I do feel like that. And I feel like this is a grand opportunity for you to rewrite your story and live in the truth of who you actually are at a soul level, not from an egoic standpoint, not from a hurt standpoint or a wounded standpoint, not from a I need to be better because my programming tells me to. I need to not be emotional. I need to not be weak. I need to blah, blah, blah. Like, right? I really feel like this is you. Like, I don't have to be anything that I don't fucking want to be. And that includes somebody telling you you're an asshole, you're a piece of shit, you don't know shit, you can't be shit, you're not enough, whatever the fuck it is. I feel like you're like, I don't have to make that my story. I don't have to buy it and sell it as mine. You go ahead and you think that if you want, but that doesn't have to be my story. It doesn't have to be the story that I live, right? Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. Abso-fucking-lutely. Right? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? For you to get into your truth and to find that fucking fire within you. Right? And I'm not, here's the thing, it's interesting because you're a freaking fire sign. But I feel like somewhere along the way, somebody was like trying to smother your light. And maybe that somebody was you. Right? Maybe you were punishing yourself. Maybe you were, you know, making wrong decisions and not following your intuition and self-sabotaging and whatever. But I feel like somewhere along the way, and you may have been working on remedying this over the past, you know, maybe year or two, but I feel like somewhere along the way, somebody tried to smother out or did smother out your fire. Like what makes you believe in you, what makes you feel like you're valuable and important, and there's a reason for you to be here. Somewhere along the way, I feel like somebody kind of tried to smother that out or did, and again, that somebody could be you, but I feel like this is happening right now to bring you back to life, essentially. To really stir up that inner fire. So yeah, thank you. Because I feel like it's like you're going to need that determination and that fire to be able to feel the things and be balanced and allow this cycle to come to a close. Because you have the wheel, which is essentially like, or not the wheel, excuse me, the world, which is like that completion of a cycle. And you have karmic board clearing, the completion of a cycle, right? Energetic clearing, the completion of a cycle. So it's like this is happening for you to be able to move all this shit out of the way so that you can really step into who you're supposed to be and reignite that fire within you. You also have here crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, and high vibrational energy. Yeah. Yeah. I do feel like I feel like, first of all, you've been gaining clarity. I feel maybe that doesn't apply to everybody, but I feel like for some of you, there's like, I've been learning so many fucking things, right? Like, it makes me laugh because I know the feeling. So I'm just kind of chuckling, like, and it may feel overwhelming at times, but I feel like you've been learning a lot. And I feel like in learning as much as you have, I feel like it's triggered this almost like willingness at the very least to explore yourself a bit deeper. And for some of you, I do feel like you have been actively working on getting better and healing yourself and understanding yourself. And I feel like for some of you, this has created immense change in your life, even if it's only within your internal self, right? However, I do feel like there's a big healing taking place here because I feel like there's something here that needs to happen for you to be able to be in your emotions and sit in them and not fear them at all. Because I feel like for some of you, that strength of emotion brings fear for you. And so when, for example, like let's say you're dating somebody and you really like them and everything is fine, and then they start liking you and that's great, and you guys develop some sort of relationship, and you know, down the line, maybe you find yourself like, wow, like I could probably be with this person forever. and you're thinking that to yourself, maybe you even say it to them. And then you say it and you're like, oh shit. Oh shit. If I do that, if I give myself to that person in that way, they have the potential to completely destroy me, because if they leave, I'll never recover. And I feel like there's something here that you're growing through and learning through to know that it's okay. It's okay. Right? Like, I don't know what this is, but there's an energy here of like gaining healing around something that you may have experienced that led you to believe that you need to fear love, right? Or something. But it's bringing in this immense healing for you. And I feel like this is so important for your journey and opening your heart space and for what you experience while you're here on this planet. And I want to share, I meant to share this earlier in the reading, actually, but it's being brought back into my awareness now. When I was shuffling the tarot for you, I saw the threes, like a lot of threes, and threes are all about growth, as well as the completion of a phase. And I feel like this is what is happening here. It's like a growth spurt, which it's been coming up in my membership that we've been essentially put on this spiritual fast track where God's like, are you ready to leap yet? And we're like, no, too bad. Because I feel like it's got to happen. These things got to be brought up. They have to be dealt with. They have to be healed. Now's the time. And I feel like our divine creator's like, we can't wait anymore. Like, you've got to jump. Let's go. Which is interesting because you got the Fool. Just saying. Okay. So we do have for you, right? What changes might this bring, or why is this important for your journey? We have plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. I'm very drawn to the grounded action part. And I'm actually feeling like I want to read to you the message for this particular card. Let me see here. Just the message, or not even, it's not even, yeah, oh, this is not like my other book. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and read this card. Invite your soul to come all the way in. From your knees to your nose, your cheeks to your toes. Fully embody your life. Drop the defensive walls. Let your soul land and occupy each and every cell. Anchor all parts of you into the here and now. Life is here even when death is here. Birth isn't possible without it. And you came here to birth this world anew. Don't you remember? Fully commit to living this life. Put your 2 feet and your ancient soul wholly and completely in. This is the card of the one who's committed to being the bridge between heaven and earth. The embodied mystic. They know that they don't need to denounce either heaven or earth. Rather, they are a weaver of worlds, here to embody their soul more and more with each new day, here to weave the sacred back into everyday life. This card is an invitation to commit more fully to your life as a soul having a human experience. To invite your soul to grow roots that reach deep so that you can grow tall. To commit to your humanity and your expansion at once. The rose invites us to embrace all stages of life on earth, from the buds to the bloom, from the cutting back to the fruit. Her beauty and sweet scent are an embodiment of heaven, a nectarous reward for being here. The rose reminds us to take a moment to properly enjoy the sweetness that heaven really can be a place on earth. How can you commit more to your life? Isn't that fascinating, Sagittarius? Considering that we've just been talking about really sinking into the things instead of running from them. You cannot make this shit up. For some of you, you've been working on this. For others of you, I feel like this is showing up this month. We have here as well the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. Yeah. So here's the thing. Right, we're looking at like, why is this important or what could change here? So first of all, I want to say, like, we know what changes, right, can be made in sitting in this energetic space, right? Really sinking into being here, right? Feeling things. And I feel like that opens up a lot of doors for you. I think it exposes a lot of truth, like the true reality of things, not what you have made up in your mind, right? And I feel like with this child within card, I feel like there, again, there's for some of you, there's a part of you that experienced something in your past, those demons that have prevented you from seeing yourself the way that you should. Something that brings up a lot of fear. Maybe it's rejection, maybe it's abandonment, maybe you experienced abuse, mental, emotional, physical, verbal. Okay, maybe you experienced abuse. And there's something there where that child feels, it within you feels neglected, right? And I'm actually getting this energy, like for some of you, I feel like you may have either never or like one time, right? So it's a rarity for you to experience love, like true love, not conditional love, not the kind of love that tells you you have to be this person in order for me to love you. You have to do this thing in order for me to love you. If you don't do this, I'm going to be mad at you. If you don't do this, I'm going to hate you. If you don't do this, I'm never going to speak to you again. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? I feel like some of you have not experienced that, or have, it's a very, like, maybe once in your whole life thing. And I feel like for some of you, you run from this. If this resonates with you, if you're like, yeah, I can think of like, maybe I can count on one hand the people that I've felt unconditional love from. Maybe one hand. Right? And I feel like for some of you, you've run from that. Now, if it was maybe like a sibling, that's maybe different. Because I feel like for some, you felt like they would always be there for you, right? To some degree, and maybe that's the only person you've ever trusted to always be there for you. But I don't feel like you've experienced, and again, this may not apply to everybody, but I don't feel like you've experienced unconditional love very often from like somebody who has no reason to love you, or what you might think is no reason to love you. And I feel like there's something here about not running from that. Like, let that child, that inner child within you experience that tenderness, that gentleness, that love, that nurturing, whether it be from yourself or others, right? Let yourself love you. Let others love you. Let yourself love others. Because I feel like I don't know, for some of you, I feel like you keep trying to find the things that are going to make you feel fulfilled. And I feel like you're lacking or failing at that, because I feel like you're looking outside of yourself when there's like healing that needs to be done within, so that when you do experience these other things, it's just adding to your fulfillment because you're already fulfilled. Versus doing this thing and then achieving whatever it is and still feeling empty, or still feeling not held or understood or accepted or acknowledged, or I don't know. It just feels like there's a piece like missing. So I feel like this is important for your journey and your growth, because it's going to bring changes if you allow yourself to move through these energies. I feel like it's going to bring these changes where it's almost like soothing that inner child. It's like telling that inner you, it's going to be okay. You're safe. I love you. Right? Again, take it as it resonates. Let's take a look at divine masculine energy and see what we have going on here. So the first card we have out, now this is music therapy for the divine masculine. We have the song Alien by Dennis Lloyd. Where did I come from? Where do I go? I'm so far away from home. What am I going for? How can I know what I'm fighting for? I'm feeling like an alien baby. So for some of you, I feel like you're feeling lost because you are kind of like got one foot in your old life and one foot in the new beginning, right? So for some of you, I feel like you're feeling very lost because you're like, I don't even know what the hell is going on. Or maybe you're experiencing things that you're like, what the hell's going on? Right? But I do feel like this masculine energy is very much feeling separate from others, feeling separate from source, from unconditional love. And I feel like that's creating that longing for, and like feeling like you have no home, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's, which is fucking fascinating as shit to me because that Sagittarian energy is so transient, right? Like I just feel like this is something that I feel like is trying to be remedied, right? Sinking into what is home for you. And for, I mean, really, the way I often look at home is like your own soul space, like sinking back into your truth, your soul self, right? And there are people who can help you feel, or are you're part of your like your soul group where you feel like you're at home because you are, because they're part of you, part of your soul group, right? So I feel like for some of you, like this feeling of home is coming up, right? Feeling like like you want to be home, even if you don't necessarily know what that is. Like maybe you're longing for something and you have no idea what the fuck it is, right? And that could be coming back home to yourself, coming back home to your soul tribe, that longing for where you're supposed to be. We also have Better by Khalid. Thank you. I was like, how do I say this again? Nothing feels better than this. Nothing feels better than this. No, no. We don't gotta hide. This is what you like. I admit. Nothing feels better than this. Very similar to that home energy. Very similar to the energy that I was like sharing about maybe you really had strong feelings for a person and you ran from them, from the feelings, right? Maybe you didn't want to run from the person, but you couldn't help yourself, right? And I feel like there's something here about discovering what is that thing that makes you feel like there's nothing better than this feeling right now. And why don't you experience that more, which is interesting. I haven't really felt called to ask questions around these cards so much. So that's really fascinating to me. Like, I feel like there's something here about what is it that brings you that feeling of like, there's nothing better than this feeling right now. We also have You Are the Best Thing by Ray LaMontagne. We have The Way You Move Me, It's Crazy. It's like you see right through me and make it easier. You please me, you don't even have to try. You guys, I have goosebumps because I definitely feel like for some of you, this is about a person. Male, female, I don't care. I feel like for some of you, this is about a person who feels like home to you, who feels like the best thing ever, right? Because we have like nothing feels better than this, and following with this card, like you are the best thing. So I feel like for some of you, this is a person who you're like, oh my gosh, this is my angel. This is my everything. There's nothing, like, this is the best thing to me, the best feeling. And I feel like you are maybe dealing with that this month, who that person is, or that dynamic, or why you feel that way about that person, right? Or maybe you feel like you don't deserve that person, or maybe there needs to be balance brought back into yourself, right? And into that connection, because we do have the 10 of Pentacles here in reverse as well, right? So I feel like if that resonates with you, and this is somebody who you were connected with, and like for some reason there's been a bit of turbulence, I feel like there's a need for you to come back to you and get balanced within you, right? I'm just going to leave it there. For Divine Feminine energy, we have On My Mind by Sella. I thought I wouldn't mind it. Thought I was fine all alone. It took me by surprise when suddenly the feelings, they were so strong again. I'm telling you guys. For some of you, you're probably like, holy shit. Like, both my feminine and masculine are dealing with the same shit. For some of you. I feel like for some of you, like, people brought these feelings up within you and you're like, I'm not ready. Because I feel like it took you by surprise. I feel like you weren't expecting to love somebody so much, or you weren't expecting somebody to love you so much, and for you to see them loving you and think, I'm not worthy of that. And I feel like where you like took off, you're like, nah, man, I can't live up to that. We have Blind Spot by, I'm gonna embarrass myself, Naruko and Devin Baldwin, excuse me. But you are my blind spot, the only one that I've got. And we could be crashing and I'd let it happen. So baby, I need you to know that you are my blind spot. For some of you, I feel like you're pretty balanced between your masculine and feminine energies because they're coming up very similar type messages. The energy is very similar, right? This energy of like, look, my whole world could come crashing down around me and I would let it happen because I love you. Because you are the one. You're my best thing. You are it. Holy fuck. That's some strong stuff, Sag. I feel like you're processing this maybe. Right? If you haven't expressed this to anybody, I feel like you're like processing how you feel or trying to bring that balance. We have roller coaster. Yeah. I am going to say this wrong, but Gyoli and Asia, I think is how you say that. Clouds are becoming darker. Streets are emptier. And now I can see clearly. The way finally leads me to you. Lay upon your shoulders, talking about nonsense, laughing, all the pain being gone. Yes, this person gets you, right? Like I was saying, it feels to me like if this resonates with you, this is like who feels like home to you, right? Maybe it's your partner, your divine counterpart, whatever it is, but I feel like there's this, it's like, gosh, this person is just it's my happy place, right? That's what it feels like to me. And I feel like that's this, like the connection with this person may make you feel alive, right? We also have Silent by Neovi. Well, nothing has to ever be this hard again. I'm swimming laps inside your head, or excuse me, inside your heart, inside my head. Yeah, this is, I feel like overcoming things. I feel like it's very difficult. And I apologize for how light this ink is on these cards, you guys, but I didn't realize they would be so light when I was making them. I feel like for some of you, there's this energy of silence, like you have not yet expressed how much whoever this is means to you, right? Like truly, like really just vomited all your things out on the floor, right? I feel like some of you have not cracked open like that yet. And I feel like you've been silent. For others of you, I feel like you are trying to figure this all out, knowing that if you're able to work your way through it and or maybe you don't even realize, but if you're able to work your way through it, like it never has to be this hard again, right? It's hard to crack yourself open the first time and to let love in, but once you start, it's like fucking Pringles, right? So it like never has to be this hard again. That one jumped out of my hand and fell right here. I don't know why. Let's see. We have Before the Lightning Strikes by 911. Oh, can you hear it in your heart? The storm is coming. Oh, can you feel it? Or excuse me. Oh, can you feel that moment before the lightning strikes? It's always peace before the tidal wave. Always dry before the flood. I'm going to lovingly say that it landed right on this card, and I'm drawn to the Live Your Truth. And we have Always Dry Before the Flood, and I got that message of like the floodgates are opening. I feel like for you, Divine Feminine, there's an energy here of once you, oh, again, what did I say, thank you, Lord, holy shit. I said it's like Pringles. Once you let love in, like you want to keep letting it in. Once you give love and see that impact, you want to keep giving it. Right? And I feel like this is that energy of like the flood. Gates are opening, but it is a choice. Yeah, I feel like, and interesting, we have, it's before the lightning strikes, divine feminine. So if you're in this energy of I'm avoiding the shit, I'm not going to deal with my shit, I'm not going to address the things, I got this image of the tower with that lightning bolt. Because I feel like divine creator, God, source, whatever you call it, will create something in your life to create some sort of foundational shift so that you have to address it. You have no choice. So be prepared for that, right? Like you do you, boo, decide what needs to be done. But just know that if you're avoidant, if you run from it, if you keep trying to hide things, if that applies to you, that your divine creator will find a way to make you see, will find a way to have you deal with what you need to deal with, right? So take it as it resonates with you. And if it did, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, and or subscribing. I truly do appreciate it. It helps the channel to grow and tells YouTube that there may be something here that's valuable for somebody else. So thank you so very much for that. I truly do appreciate your time and energy. I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you for being here with me. It's been a pleasure to read for you as always. So thank you for that. I'm sending you so much love, tons and tons of hugs. Sagittarius, please know you are so much stronger than you think you are. You have so much more than what you think you do. And there are so many reasons for people to love you. Okay? So don't fear that. Don't fear that. Let your love out and let love in. You'll be so happy you did. Take care of your beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.